fortuitous timing as always, Meteor. Tataru was about to brief me on our search for the missing comrades. If you would be so kind, then.
Absolutely. You'll be pleased to hear that Riol and his men have been making excellent progress. Oh, you'll remember how Flamine helped me to escape the Crystal Braves in Limsa, only to then disappear? Well, according to Riol, she crept aboard the ship from Rotterdam, where she's been hiding ever since. He assures me that it won't be long before we're reunited. As for Ida and Papalymo, the remains for their link pearls have been found, and in Pearl Lane of all places. One thinks they must have disposed of them after escaping the royal promenade.
Yes, that would make sense. They could not risk being eavesdropped on upon by our betrayers.
Oh, we're all certain they fled the city shortly after, though we still don't have a clue where they went.
I see. And what of Thancred and Menphilia?
Oh, I'm afraid I have nothing new to share about those two. But it's not all doom and gloom. The good news is, we've enlisted the services of a Charlian scholar, one of the students at Baldessian, to aid in the search, who should be arriving any day now.
One of the students, you say? I should very much like to meet this scholar, if time permits. But first, we must attend a more pressing matter. Sir Aymeric has summoned the two of us for a private audience. The messenger did not specify what he wishes to discuss, only that it was urgent. Assuming you have no objections, Meteor, I suggest we proceed to the congregation forthwith. Mayhap we can meet the scholar afterwards. Agreed?
Sure. Oh, in that case, I think I'll be returned to the Forgotten Night for now. Things are liable to fall apart if I'm not gone too long, you know.
Alright. So, Flamine. Hold on. You remember how Flamine helped me to escape the Crystal Braves and went for Rods at Han, where she's been hiding? The number of references to Rods at Han has been crazy. Absolutely wild. It's just knowing where we go in the future, right? Like knowing where we go in Endwalker. It's been a big deal to like see all these places referenced. I don't know. Pretty cool.
The Lord Commander is within. Pray proceed, sir.
Thank you for coming. I wish to speak with you both in a place where privacy was assured.
We quite understand. What was it that you wished to discuss?
With my father's passing, the seat of the Archbishop lies vacant. And so, in accordance with canon law, I have assumed his responsibilities. I should stress that this is a temporary measure. It was never intended that the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights serve in this capacity indefinitely. Quite the opposite. The statutes specify that I should surrender my powers as soon as a conclave of the senior clergy and the high houses have named a new archbishop. But in light of recent events, that would not seem appropriate.
I confess I did not expect you to divulge quite so much quite so soon. The details of the Archbishop's plans, perhaps, but the true origin of the war and all it entails?
I too had concerns. But when the Warrior of Light is witnessed returning to the capital upon the back of a dragon, one's options are rather limited. Mayhap I could have concealed certain details, but for how long? And at what risk? Should the truth have come to light in the meantime, how would the people have viewed my silence? After 1,000 years of lies and secrecy, I could not well abuse their trust and hope to be believed. The time for deception has passed. I only wish the people agreed. That some would deny the truth I had anticipated, but not this many. And among the few who acknowledged that my father had to be stopped, no small number question our methods.
If they suspect a coup, it will not be long before some turn to violence.
It has already begun, and that on both sides. Men and women of the cloth are being harassed in the streets. Some have even been assaulted in the Broom. Hilda and her people have formed a watch to help us maintain order. But such measures will not prevent the unrest from spreading.
For all our talk of peace, the people remain frightened and confused. For their sake, we must bring the Dragonsong War to a definitive end.
And we should be glad to help you, Sir Emmerich. But what precisely would you have us do?
We wish to treat with the dragons of Annex Trine. To that...
Annex Trine? You would speak with Vidofnir, then?
To that end, I would trouble you for an escort and an introduction.
We must needs open a dialogue between our peoples. Acting as my representative, Lucia will extend an invitation to their leader, that she might visit us here in Ishgard. Were she still with us, I would of course have beseeched Isel's assistance in this matter. But as she is not, I must ask that you aid us in her stead. Will you do us this favor? Thank you, my friends. Lucia, I leave the rest to you.
In the wake of the Archbishop's fall, the nation of Ishgard trembled, the faith of her people shaken to its very core. For 1,000 years had they fought and died, certain of the justice of their cause, only to be told that their holy war was born of the sins of their forefathers. What then for those brave men and women, thus stripped of their righteousness but to despair, to deny the truth and decry its speakers? And what then for those whom they defamed but to hope on, to have faith in a brighter tomorrow? A tomorrow in which man and dragon might live together in harmony, then as distant as the very stars in the heavens. Yet while we dared to hope, deep within his lair the enemy lay, gathering his strength. Nidhogg, now possessed of his 2 eyes and the body of the Azure Dragoon, prizes to which he had laid claim at the very hour of the hero's triumph. As desperately as we sought the solace of peace, the great worm craved the misery of war. Nor was he alone in his misbegotten desire.
What a massive start to an expansion. That was epic. They hit the ground running. I know little of the lands these dragons call home, this Annex Shrine. Had you not agreed to escort me, the coming journey would seem far more daunting prospect. I confess, I myself once shuddered at the thought of it, yet even the longest journey begins with the first step, does it not? But ere we set forth, Meteor and I must needs inform our comrade of our plans. Very well. I shall see to my preparations. Then let us go and bid farewell to Tataru, Meteor.
That was epic. And yes, we spent a portion of the last lore week unlocking flying everywhere, so anytime I go out to any of these zones, I'll be able to fly everywhere in this expansion, which will be great.
So, what was the secret meeting all about? I'm all ears. Let's discuss it in this public place.
Sure. Yeah, I'll tell you all about it. We're gonna go off to Annex Shrine.
A diplomatic mission to Annex Shrine, you say? Well, I suppose that does take precedence. But should your meeting with Virofnir happen to end early, you might consider rendezvousing with Y'shtola in Ayrshire. Oh, she'll be there to receive our guest. Don't get me wrong, your meeting with the dragons is terribly important and everything, but this scholar just happens to be...
Time permitting, as I said, we shall endeavor to join Y'shtola, but if we cannot, pray pass on our regards. Let us be off, Meteor. We have kept the first commander waiting long enough.
Who could it be? I don't think I've ever met Cryle. Alice could come from there. Right? I don't know. Who could it be?
You are ready, then. Good. So am I.
Great. I don't want any of this.
The path is long but known to us. From Falcon's Nest we shall cross the Western Highlands and make for Tailfeather in the Dravanian Forelands. There we can stop and rest and replenish our supplies. Questions? If not, then the stables await.
Okay, so they're going to take the long way. And I'm going to teleport straight there. And they're going to beat me there. I don't know how. They're going to beat me there, though. Here we go. So let's jump over here. Yep. Standing around waiting, huh?
I always imagined that the first time I set foot upon Dravanian soil would be at the head of an army. And here I am, ready to treat with the brothers and sisters of mine enemies. Full well do I know how difficult it can be to set aside the past. Though it was I who first proposed recruiting Ysayle to our cause, I questioned the wisdom of my words almost as soon as I had uttered them, and for a long time after that. Here was a woman with the blood of innocence on her hands. Men, women, children, all slain in the name of the implacable Lady Iceheart. Yet she acknowledged her misdeeds and agreed to join us in common cause. At our side, she fought in service to that greater good, even unto her dying breath, and while that does not absolve her of her sins, I hope that one day she will be remembered for not merely as a heretic, but as a misguided soul who dreamt of peace. You ask much, Master Alphino. Yet, who can say what might become to pass, should our negotiations bear fruit? Yes, of course. We must press on to Annex Shrine, if you will follow me.
I can once again just teleport straight there. Maybe. I think control brings it to the top. Yeah. So if any of you ever don't clear your side quests, my main has all my side quests cleared. You can press Control, and it'll bring it to the top, so you can click on teleports. If that sort of thing matters. I took the low road, they took the high road. Alright, here we go. Let's go upstairs. I don't think I have to have my motorcycle anymore, do I? I can now go to Mount Guide. And I can ride whatever I want. Because now I'm not ever on a ground mount. A dragon? How appropriate. Alright. Up we go. What's going on?
Thou art ever welcome here, friend of yourself. But this one I do not know.
Pray forgive us this unannounced visit. Minifnir, may I present to you Lucia, first commander of the Temple Knights of Ishgard and our trusted friend. It is an honor to meet you, Vidofnir. I come as an envoy of Sir Aymeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights and acting leader of the Holy See.
Indeed. You may speak, knight.
For 1,000 years, man and dragon have been locked in an endless cycle of bloodshed and sorrow. To our shame, we long believed your kin to be the architects of this war, but now we know the truth. That King Thornton and his Knights 12 did willfully betray and murder the great worm Rotoskir, and shattering the peace between our peoples. For 1,000 years, our leaders conspired to conceal this truth, a truth which has laid bare by the Warrior of Light, the Azure Dragoon, and Ysael. Alas, a deception so intricately woven cannot be, excuse me, a deception so intricately wrought cannot be undone in a moment, and our people labor to accept the truth. After an eternity of war, who would dare to dream that peace could be at last within our grasp? Yet, dream we must, as Ysael once did, and we must make that dream a reality, as she could not. We humbly beseech you, Vidofnir, join hands with us in friendship once more, before the eyes of my people, in Ishgard.
A most unexpected invitation. I have heard of your request, knight. However, I cannot yet give you mine answer.
May I ask why?
This matter concerneth my sire. He must needs be consulted. Moreover, the Nath grow bold, even as they did before, and I would not leave my people at the mercy of the swarm.
Then we will wait. After 1,000 years at war, we shall not give up on peace for want of patience.
Fear not, knight. Thou shalt have mine answer within thy lifetime.
So soon? My humble thanks. I shall bear your words to my lord forthwith, until we meet again.
She's got a sense of humor.
Given the circumstances, I would say that went rather well. To be frank, I am surprised our proposal was not rejected outright. Whether aught will come of it remains to be seen, however. Mayhap I should take this opportunity to speak with some of the other dragons. But you need not wait for me. The return journey holds no fears for me now. Well, if you have no further need of our services, we shall continue on to Sharlayan. We hope to welcome a scholar who has agreed to aid us in the search for our missing comrades. Then I pray your journey is as swift and uneventful as ours was, and thank you again for sparing the time to assist us, even when such grave matters remain unresolved. I can think of no graver matter than a 1,000-year war, one which our friends gave their lives to see ended. Suffice it to say, I would willingly make 1,000 such journeys to ensure that their sacrifice was not in vain. Of that I have no doubt, Master Alphino. I only hope the fates will not hold you to your word.
Cool. It's only 5,000 experience. I don't know that I'm... If I do literally this entire expansion as Bard, I don't know that I level up.
So, it would seem that we have time to greet this scholar after all. How delightful. I shall be interested to hear how she means to go about finding Minfilia and Thancred. I can only assume she is privy to some new investigative technique. In any event, our first order of business is to rendezvous with Y'shtola in Idleshire.
Unfortunately, my two guesses were both women, or that would have been a revealing moment. Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, there's our picture. Spoilers for time travelers. Alright. I'm excited to meet her. I've interacted with her plenty between Shadowbringers and Shadowbringers and Endwalker, but really don't know where she came from or how we got to be friends.
Ah, Media, 'tis good to see you. I confess, I had assumed your business in Onyx Shrine would detain you longer. Did your meeting with Vidofnir go well? As well as can be expected. She must discuss Sir Amaric's proposal with Rausvalga, of course, but she seemed amenable to suggestion. What of our Charlian guest? Has she arrived yet? She has, but when I explained that you would be joining us, she asked if she might use the intervening time to explore. I agreed to meet her outside on the front bridge. We should be on our way.
How did we get here and not see her on the way in? Alright. Onward. Anybody see her? Anywhere?
I'm terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
You need not apologize. We arrived but a moment ago ourselves. Pray, allow me to introduce Kryle, who has recently come from the Sharlayan motherland. She has generously offered to assist us.
Oh, please, think nothing of it. A trip to Eorzea was long overdue. You must be the Warrior of Light. Yes, you certainly do look the part. A pleasure to meet you at last, sir. And who is that I spy but young Alphino Levieux himself? I dare say someone's grown an ilm or two in my absence. Or are those lifts in your boots?
We, Miss Kryle and I met at the Studium years ago. I shall forever be indebted to her for her sage guidance.
It was no small task keeping him out of trouble, believe you me. The youngest ever to enter the Studium, him and his sister, 11-year-old prodigies. Suffice it to say, social graces were not among his list of talents. Striding up to his seniors on his first day, head held high. What was it he said again?
Thank you, Kryl.
For what? I haven't finished yet. Would you care to attempt a more dexterous deflection?
Mayhap we should save this delightful conversation for a more fitting occasion, when pressing matters do not demand our undivided attention.
A bit much, but better. I can tell you have been putting your skills to use here in Eorzea. Henceforth, I trust you will dazzle me with your eloquence at the first time of asking. Right, on to more pressing matters. Finding Minfilia and the other missing scions.
I gather you have new information to share with us.
A new approach, actually. Tataru recounted the tale of your escape, and it gave me an idea. Simply put, assuming Thancred left some manner of trail when you whisked him away, as is almost always the case with teleportation magics, I am confident I can find and follow it.
Then what are you waiting for?
The wherewithal to do it. The fact is, my abilities aren't quite up to the task. Not in themselves, anyway. If I had Master Matoya's crystal eye, on the other hand...
Then let us all call on her forthwith. I think it best that you explain your plan to her in person.
It was a fun introduction with Alvino, but, like, I guess I don't understand what our plan is. Still learning a lot about Ether. It's fun that they already have relationships, though. Alright. Good morning. Welcome in, everybody. We're pushing through this. This is all 3.1 MSQ. By the way, that is the way to introduce a new character. You tied them to existing relationships, you explained their backstory, and you gave them voice acting right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. Because one of the issues with the with not being 100% voice acted as a game is you get a voice in your head and you build this relationship with that character, and then the voice actor has to fill that role. What are the odds that they get it right? Many of us, it's going to sound totally different. And so I really like that they gave her voice acting so quickly and so much of it. I thought that was really brilliant because now I know what she sounds like. Right? And so now I can try to hear that. And as long as, if we haven't seen her for a while, bring it back again, right? Oh, I don't remember her. And then her voice comes back and you're like, oh yeah. It's like if you can't fully voice act a game, introductions, man, those are big key moments.
You did say we were headed for a cave, did you not? Because I certainly don't see a cave nearby. Is Master Matoya meeting us on the way or something?
Oh, come on. Come on, you know better.
You know how she can be. If Kryl does not meet with her approval, then that will be that. Oh, who am I kidding? It will be fortunate if she does not mistake me for my sister again. Oh, I've heard so many stories, Master Matoya. Some quite flattering, others less so. Rest assured, they are all true. This way, they have care where you tread.
Alright.
Oh. Is that trouble I smell? Or did you forget to wipe your boots on the way in?
Forgive us, Master Matoya. We will be sure to wipe them on the way out. And may I say how glad I am that age has not yet deprived you of your senses.
Ever so quick-witted, aren't we? To the detriment of your manners. Well, out with it then. What do you want?
Pray, allow me to introduce myself, Master Matoya. I am Kryle, of the students of Baldessian. I hope you will excuse our unannounced visit.
Baldessian, you say? Ah, yes. The old coot set up shop on the Isle of Val, didn't he?
Regrettably, our order's headquarters and the isle itself were obliterated by a magic of immense power. I have the blessing of light to thank for my own preservation.
Kryle, you too possess the Echo.
Well, yes, of course I do. Our order is devoted to uncovering the mysteries of Hydaelyn and interpreting her will, particularly through the study of her gift to us. It was in the course of these studies that I met and subsequently befriended Minfilia. She and I have rather a lot in common.
I had no idea.
You weren't supposed to. Not that I wanted to deceive you, you understand, but precautions had to be taken.
Yes, that's all well and good, but you still haven't told me why you're here.
The students of Baldessian are gone, and there is naught I can do to change that. But the signs of the Seventh Dawn can yet be restored, and my dear friend found. You have in your possession an ancient crystal of light, one you call your crystal eye. I believe I can use it to focus my abilities and locate one of the missing scions.
And there I was, thinking you might want to make use of my years of experience. Oh, wait here.
Long did I ponder the nature of this crystal and its familiar radiance, but never did I suspect it was a crystal of light.
On the cusp of an umbral calamity, souls blessed with the power of the Echo invariably appear. To aid these, her chosen warriors, Hydaelyn bequeaths to each a slither of her strength in the form of a crystal of light. But as her strength wanes, so too does the potency of her gifts. This crystal, born of an earlier era, is infused with a power far greater than those of this age.
You could travel the length and breadth of the land and not find a crystal even a fraction as pure. Its value is beyond measure, as are the risks inherent in its use.
No two manifestations of the Echo are alike. I, for example, can converse with beings of every shape and size, excepting beasts, contrary to what others would have you believe. Language has nothing to do with it, of course. Rather, I am sensitive to the whispers of the soul. Their intent, their very essence even, the traces of which serve to guide the elementals to Y'shtola. Far-fetched though it may sound, I believe that with your crystal eye, I may be able to pick up where they left off and follow the remaining trail to Thancred. That is, if I have your permission.
Well, the poor sod's not going to find himself. So, as long as you don't drop it or take it out of my sight, you may do with it what you will.
Thank you, Master Matoya. Then let us begin. From the Black Shroud, the trail continues to the north and west, towards a mountain, the foot of Som Al. It was a near thing, but he was not deposited within the rock. I think.
The hunters of Tailfeather know those lands well. I say we begin our search there.
That was huge. That was so many reveals about how the Echo works, about how Heidel's strength has worked. When gifts are given out, right? There's these like umbral calamities. There's these moments of kind of no turning back that she does that. Oh, that was a lot of reveals very, very quickly. Wow. No two manifestations are alike. Also, like, how many other crystals of light have there been? She gifts each one. So on the cusp of an umbral calamity, she blesses with the power of... souls blessed with the power of the Echo invariably appear across what I assume are a variety of shards. And then she's going to give them a sliver. How far back? Oh my gosh. Guys, we got to go hunt down the Dragon Balls. This could be amazing.